The first part of my practice, it was definitely physical. And then when I started to have more mind-body connection, I realized there's something deeper than that. That first class made a huge difference. I remember I fell in love with it immediately and got hooked with it. And then in my head, I was like, I would love to teach this. So that's when my journey began. And I started just going maybe 2 to 3 times a week because I was figure skating at that point. And I just noticed how I felt calmer, less stressed. I was happier, more content. Gosh, it was 2007 when my girlfriend wanted to get fit for her wedding, and she was telling me about Bikram and how it's super hot and how everyone's sweaty and how it's an hour and a half. And I thought, okay, that doesn't sound very cool. And she's like, no, you feel so great. And I know for me, in my body, I had no flexibility and I always wanted to be more flexible. So I asked her, can we go together? And she's like, yeah, let's do that. No, I knew I wanted to teach yoga after my first class. I always knew I wanted to do some sort of teaching of some physical form, but yoga was definitely, I was like, I want to do this. And so I started to look into the Bikram training. The only thing is when you don't really have a job and they require you to be gone for 9 weeks, and then you have to be gone, pay for your housing, pay for your food, plus pay for this training, it wasn't doable for me at that time. So I was really fortunate to find Core Power, where they had, it was doable. And it was only 8 weeks, and it was only a few days a week. I think I got so much out of the program. I got to learn how the physical touch was so important, because I remember the coach and lead that we had there, especially not realizing at the time as a student that when someone gave me a physical adjustment, I was like, to get into the pose, into the correct position, or to get deeper into the pose, how that was really changed my practice. And so I remember one of the things towards the end when the coach at that time was showing us how to give a love adjustment basically in Shavasana, and I was like, oh, that feels so good. And growing up, my father always asked me to give him massages. Somehow I really loved being able to touch people and help them feel better. So that was another thing that that came later with the yoga, that I was like, you know what? I always thought about going to massage therapy school. I really got to think more about doing it, because I wanted to teach core restore, which is all just putting students into these gentle poses for up to 5 minutes. And during that time, how cool would it be to give them a really amazing massage? So I ended up getting my 500-hour massage therapy certification, and then apply the massage at the time I was learning, because I was kind of doing both things at the same time. And students were really responding to it, and I really made my connection with them that much deeper and that much more special. As a society, we typically carry a lot of stress in our neck and our upper back, so I love to give massages on the chest, because that allows us to open up. Plus, it's a heart space. It's our heart chakra. It's a space that we open to give, but also to receive. And so I love to give massages there, but also in the upper back, neck, shoulders. We're carrying the weight of the world. So to help release that tension from them, even if it's just for a minute, to be able to give a student that sort of release of tension and stress at that very moment, that means a lot to me. My students are truly my inspiration. Making that connection after class and having them share a piece of themselves with me, especially whatever I have going on as far as a thing, or when they say, that quote you shared with me, I get emotional. That quote you shared with me really is something I need right now. Can I have a copy of that quote? And I'm like, yeah, sure. If you have a camera or whatever, or you want to copy it, please. That means a lot to me, that, this means a lot to you, because I hope I want you to be inspired, and whatever you're going through, there's good things going to happen. Yoga, life, it's breath. It's being aware of ourselves, being aware of how we react to others around us, how we respond. And we all have our bad days. I'm not perfect, far from perfect. Sometimes I just feel like cussing somebody out in the middle of the street because they cut me off. But the reality is that we all have our story. We all have our life. We all need to really embrace love. And I feel like with yoga, there's a sense of community. There's a sense of respect. There's a sense of love. There's a sense of caring. And how cool is that? I think that's super cool.